Welcome back to Cynthia Untamed. This is your youthful and educational platform where we have conversations with and about children and young people in Africa. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being a part of this platform. I really appreciate you. If you are new to this platform, thank you so much for discovering this community. Please remember to tell a friend to tell a friend. The last couple of episodes on Cynthia Untamed have been focusing on young lawyers who are trying to go through the Kenya School of Law. Oh my goodness. I don't know how the journey is so far for you, but I really hope that you are thriving. The last episode was on focusing on the week of the bar exam. Today we are going to talk just a little bit about dealing with the post-bar exam fever, as well as the search for pupillage. As I mentioned in the previous episode, that once you are done with the bar exam, you no longer have any control over the outcome. So I would say just try not to think about it, although I used to think about it nearly every minute. Try not to think about it. Try to get distracted, go swimming, have some fun. Just try and do something that will distract you. If you are beginning your pupillage, start it. If you are searching for it, just do it. But I would say that really the most important thing during this season, post the bar exam, is to pray. Keep praying for God's favor. Pray that God will just be over the hand of the person who is marking for you. If they are thinking of giving you 45 and not giving you the extra 5 marks, just ask God to help you, to help that person who is marking your paper to find the extra 5 marks for you so that you're able to pass the bar exam. Really, there's nothing much you can do about it. I can only say just pray and wait. Pray and wait. You will be anxious, you will be worried, you will be stressed, but well, you really have no option. On the day of the results, when the results come out, if you need to get people to hold your hands as you open, if you need to just open the results on your own, just do what you can, see what you have, and then deal with it from there. But I can tell you, really, you don't have much control over the post-bar exam. If you are looking for a way to have control, you do not have it. But I can tell you that if you did your best, if you put in your best effort, you will see the results, you will see the outcome, you will succeed. The last stage of your admission to the bar is really pupillage, and that's a 6-month period where you work under an advocate who has 5 years standing in the profession. So there's usually a challenge. How do you find pupillage? I can tell you from my experience, it was extremely difficult to find pupillage. I don't know how it was for you, but for me it was extremely difficult. But here are the things that I learned when it comes to searching for pupillage. Number 1, just start searching early. The moment you start KSL, just start searching early. The opportunities are not so many, to be honest. I don't know why, I don't know how. I think one of the reasons I encountered was, well, not everybody is willing to mentor a younger person into the profession, and it is not compulsory for them to take in a pupil. Number 2, a lot of firms are not able to host pupils. 1, because of the space, they don't have enough working space in the law firm. 2, also because the amount of money they are getting back into the law firm is not enough to pay a pupil. So there are really a couple of challenges on why it's so difficult to find pupillage. But I would say a lot of firms also advertise, especially at the very beginning of the year. They start advertising, especially these top 10 law firms start advertising very early in the year. So make sure you put in your application when that call for applications comes. When you see the office of the Attorney General or Parliament or any other place that is allowed to offer pupillage advertising, make sure you put in your application. And when you're putting in your application, it's not just putting any application. You also need to have a good letter, a good cover letter, and a good CV. what I did is I went and looked out for professional CV writers to revamp my CV. I had a CV, but I needed it to be more clear, more coherent, more persuasive. So you have the content, you know, this is your previous experience, maybe from judicial attachment or something like that, but how do you phrase it? And then now that will help you now to have a good letter where the advocate on the other side is reading it and they're like, oh yeah, I'd really like to have this pupil in our firm. It's also very important to look at the law firms and see what their practice areas are. Some law firms practice law in general. They do everything, criminal, family, everything. Some are just focused on conveyancing. So it really depends on the kind of place you want to go to. Have a look at that and make sure that your CV is well suited to that law firm. That's very, very important. So that's the first way of getting pupillage. Applying early, starting the search early. But then there's also this thing that they don't tell you, that it's not enough to just apply. Yes, you might be lucky, you might apply and get, good for you. For other people, that they come from families that have so many lawyers, so they'll not really struggle to find a place. So if you are just someone, maybe you're the first person in your family to ever be an advocate, to ever go to law school, you will, in addition to applying, you will really need to network. If you can, start networking when you are at university. If you can be a researcher for one of the lecturers, do it. If you can join activities by the Law Society of Kenya, do it. If you can join moot court at Kenya School of Law, do it. Why? Because it really helps you now to network with people in the profession who can in turn give you pupillage in the end. It's okay if you get pupillage through your network and not necessarily just applying. It's really just another trick or another hack that will help you. So please network, 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 network. Then now the other thing is, you get to a point where you have searched and looked and looked. You're just not getting a place. For example, for me, I started applying very early in the year. Like I'm telling you, I applied. I revamped my CV. I sent it. I did everything. I had networked. But I went to a couple of interviews. I think I went to maybe 2-3 interviews. And those things didn't come through. So I'd gotten to a point where, honestly, I'd given up. I was just thinking I'd just do pupillage sometime later. Like I was just so tired. So I would say it's also okay to go online. This is what I did. I went on social media and I posted, hey, I'm a student at Kenya School of Law. I'm really struggling to find pupillage. Is there anyone who can help me or anyone who can refer me? So the truth is, a lot of people actually reach out to my DM. They reach out to me. They said you can go to these law firms. Others actually told me they've talked to so and so. They might be interested in having a look at my CV. Really, it's okay to also go online and ask and ask and ask and ask. It's okay. Do not be ashamed of asking. At the end of the day, you need to do this pupillage thing. So if you didn't get it through your networks, if you didn't get it through applications, it's okay to go online and ask. Because the other thing I realize is that many law firms don't even advertise for pupillage. Now, besides just going online, also take initiative and go door to door to the law firms. Like, just have a soft copy of your CV or a hard copy and just go door to door to the law firms and just present yourself. Because many law firms don't even have websites, so you can't even call. So just go directly to the law firm and say, hey, I am Cynthia. I'm looking for pupillage. Do you have a place? Yeah, and please insist on seeing the managing partner, not just the secretary, because the other mistake that happens is you give the secretary your CV and then it might never reach the managing partner, unfortunately. So if you can, insist on seeing the advocate present, somebody or the associate, somebody who actually has some power in giving you a place in that law firm. You might have to go door to door to so many law firms. I did that as well. Oh my goodness, it was just challenging. So if you're going through this, I can tell you it's okay. It's okay. You'll find a place eventually. The last thing I would say in terms of searching for pupillage is it's okay to ask for help. Sometimes you'll get to a point where you've tried all the hacks in the world, you have applied, you've done everything, and you're not getting pupillage. It's okay to ask for help. Some of your classmates or other people may just be well connected. So yeah, you might get pupillage in that way. Do not be ashamed. Whether you got pupillage through your network, through applying, through door to door, whatever method you use to get that pupillage, as long as you're not doing anything illegal or something bad, whatever way, as long as you get that pupillage, it's okay. It's okay. Get it and start the process. That is what I would say in terms of the search for pupillage. It can be extremely challenging. I remember I was saying, oh my God, I'm the one who's really struggled to find pupillage, until I was 3 months into pupillage and I saw people were still looking for pupillage. Can you imagine? So it's not easy. And I would just say it's okay if you don't get pupillage in an extremely large law firm. Whatever place you get, as long as that advocate is qualified to supervise you, it's okay. Just take it and be ready to learn. Of course, then your priorities are different. There are people who are looking for a pupillage center that will pay them because they need the money. For others, maybe they don't really need the money, they need the experience more. So it really depends on what your priorities are. But I can say whatever place you get, whether it's a big law firm, a middle-sized law firm, or a very small law firm, just be ready to learn. Be ready to do what you need to do and just learn, try and make what you've learned from Kenya School of Law as practical as possible, and just make sure you finish the process. And that is it for our episode today. I really hope that you have learned something, that you are dealing with post-bar exam fever, but you are also finding a way of working through your pupillage. Yeah, so it's very possible, it's very doable, and I wish you the very, very best. Until next time, I will see you in the next episode. Please follow me on Instagram at CynthiaOprah_Nyongesa, on Twitter at Cynthia_Oprah, and on LinkedIn, Cynthia Nyongesa. See you, and please remember, tell a friend to tell a friend.